Yes, people, Cape and Don in the building. Another session, another show. Welcome to the Cape and Don show as per usual. Make sure you smash up the likes early. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. Yeah, man. Got a lot to talk about. What are you saying, Cape, man? What's going on?
No, I'm good, man. Thank God, obviously just here. Happy that we got the advantage against Sporting in the first leg. Obviously, seeing the other games as well. Atletico getting the 2-0 advantage against Barcelona. Obviously, we'll get into all of that kind of stuff. But
Yeah. I just asking how you were,
no,
bro.
I'm just saying I'm happy about the football and that. But obviously,
On a
interesting news.
personal
Obviously,
level, with it, like how
but
are you in it?
I'm just locked in the Arsenal. The Arsenal is the first one. But yeah, I'm calm, man.
Man was up my ends the other day, you know. I was really thinking, boy, let me just drive up and see, man, you know. But because I was at work, is a bit mad, isn't it? So, what time was you there till? Was you there till late? Or
Like 12 to like 3 maybe.
see, yeah, that would have been mad. That would have been because I finished at 6. But the weather was good yesterday, bro. Lovely,
Proper nice
beautiful
man
weather.
still. Proper
You,
hot.
you catch a tan?
I don't think so. I
You're
think I
looking
was.
glowy a little bit though, still.
That's probably the ring light that's giving me a little 1-2, man. So I was trying to, I don't think I'm looking as shiny today, but that's what you, man.
I hear
How
you.
you though? Good?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to sort this light out for my camera, but you know what? It is what it is. But anyway, man, let's
Let's
get
just
into
let's,
it, man.
let's talk about this sporting game, innit? Like
Yeah,
obviously we watched it together, but looking, I guess, talking about it within the scope, because I guess we would have broken down the scope of the other games. How do you feel about that result? And obviously, I guess maybe the main talking points on that game. Obviously, how do you feel about David Raya? Obviously, man of the match. I think obviously Havertz and Martinelli will get a lot of plaudits because obviously the goal was a very good goal, but the only reason we were able to win that game was because Raya kept us in the game, and I think all season he's shown and done this similar type of things. Like just in terms of like obviously, if Arsenal do what we hope we're going to do this season, how important do you think having a keeper like Raya is? Obviously, seeing what he done on Tuesday.
yeah. I've known Raya from the Brentford days, isn't it? You know, and I've known him to be a very good shot stopper in it. So, you know, that's one thing that his merit, and he's got world class attributes, is, you know, shot stopping. You know, these days now, you know, managers want keepers to be able to, you know, do the feet thing, do the centre back thing, you know, the sweeping thing. So, you know, Ray is a very, very good goalkeeper. And I think I saw a stat today, 15 clean sheets already this season. But don't forget the previous 2 seasons as well, where I think has he won the Golden Glove, I think, twice
Yeah,
in
twice in a
two
row. Yeah,
seasons, 2 seasons in a row. So you know what it is with people, yeah. They don't rate our players until we win something, in it. But we rate our players, in it. And when we talk about our players too much, then you know what? Oh, you know, they're not this class and they're not that. Um, you know, people will talk about Courtois and everything, you know, respectively. He's top class goalkeeper. I think world class. It's not just one level of world class. I think there's tiers of world class. So I think Ray is definitely getting up to that position of being world class. I'm not going to say he's on the levels of the Courtois as of yet, but if you look at the tiers of world class, you've got the Courtois and stuff. Then you've got the Garcias, um, you know, the Reyes, you know. So you've got 3 levels of world class goalkeepers. And people can say Garcia is better than Rare and stuff like that. That's fine. You know, that's fine and stuff. But our keeper's getting better and better, season by season. And He's definitely knocking on the door. And if we win this Premier League as well, people are looking at him a lot more differently and giving him a lot more respect as well. So he's definitely helped us in the cause this season so far. And if we get over the line, I think people need to look at Raya's season. I can look at people talk about saves during the season. So there was the one against Minte. Everyone remembers that one. There was the he hit it off the line from Spurs as well, if people remember that. But people forget the one against Brentford when we played them at home, the Sade chance. People don't realise how hard. I don't know if it's a header or a shot. I can't remember. But he still got like a fingertip onto it and it hit the crossbar. He's done a lot of saves this season, yeah, where he's got fingertips. Look at the game yesterday. We got fingertips and it hit the crossbar and whatever hits the post. He's a very, very good goalkeeper. You know, there's been chances where it looks like a certain goal the players score, and he's just got a fingertip to it. And he's the thing is, he doesn't just save, yeah. He also puts a strong hand on the save as well. So he's able to like palm it out of the area as well, and stuff like that. And you have to score worldies against Raya at times, yeah. Obviously, he's had his moments, but every goalkeeper, every world-class goalkeeper has their moments. No one is 100% bulletproof. But I just think we just need to give our goalkeeper a little bit more props in it. I'm not going to be here singing out world class and all of that because I don't need to. Sometimes when you're confident in something, you don't need to keep shouting about it and screaming about it. That's not my style anyway. Other people might be doing that. But I know what Raya is, yeah? And I don't need to convince people because Raya's actually doing that right now. So that's all I've got to say on Raya.
No, I'll say I think he's one of the best in the world, isn't it? I think obviously I think Garcia might have the intangibles to be maybe the best keeper at some point, but hasn't done it at the highest level for at the same way like some of these other keepers has. I think Courtois obviously I think he probably still is number one. I think Neuer, because of his age and the fact he's still playing at the highest level, yeah, it's crazy. But I think he's better. I think Raya's better than Alisson. Alisson's injuries, I think, have started to kill him. And I think Raya, if he wins the league, and then obviously we see what Arsenal do in the Champions League, I think he will be up there for, you know, goalkeeper of the year. I think will be certified as one of the best. And I think he's saved Arsenal. I think that I didn't know that first half shot was a save. I'm saying we didn't know. We were just watching it thinking, okay, the guy hit the crossbar and that. Then we were seeing a replay and you're seeing the fingertips, and that's crucial, man. It's crucial. You look at it and you think you can't help to think, but in the Carabao Cup final or in the FA Cup, obviously the FA Cup is a bit different because maybe the goals are easy chance, but like, you know, the Carabao Cup final for sure makes the difference. And I think when's the last time Arsenal have had a keeper that you can seriously rely on and say is like the world's best? Probably David Seaman. And that was before my time. Like someone that you know is so reliable, so consistent, that gives you that comfortability and surety. Like that probably gives his defenders that as well. It's a big credit to him. And obviously yesterday he was a big reason why he won the game. Obviously he got the man of the match. Obviously rightfully so. I think universally I've seen everyone's takes and everyone agrees in the same way. It's not that he doesn't make mistakes. I think because most keepers will make mistakes, but I think at the same time, his mistakes are rare and they're not like often and they're not consistent, and you can't really pick a flaw in his game that you can say teams are going to try and pick on. Like his cross claiming, world class; ball playing, world class; shot stopping, world class; like presence and commanding of his area, world class. Like there's no area you can say, you can't say, oh, cross it deep or do he does it. He does what he needs to do in it, and I think he's a very. And I think also he helps the way we play. Like he plays the ball quick. He has an intensity of when he catches the ball, he wants to roll it out to someone. When he's on the ball with his feet, he's part of the play. Like I think the players trust him. He trusts the players. That I think is great. And obviously, just wanted to shout him out. Obviously, and obviously shout out Havertz and Martinelli coming on and obviously making a difference. Obviously, I guess you can give me credit for the subs. And I think there was a stat going around about our subs. Or we've got the most goals from substitutes and assists this season in any team in Europe, something like that. I think was the stat going around. But I think Martinelli, obviously, his cameo was decent when I looked back at it, but I think that assist was amazing, man. It was bad boy. Um, very like was probably one of the best pieces of quality I've seen in like piece of quality in terms of assists I've seen this season from one of our players. Like Jinky past two man, thinking about it was like within the last 2 minutes of the game, and then waits the pass lovely, and then obviously Havertz that first touch just to kill the ball and obviously enable him to finish the ball. It's class all around, and I think having that in the dying moments, stuff that we haven't really seen um, from Arsenal so much this season. Obviously, I will discredit Sporting. Obviously, they left themselves open. I don't know what that player was doing, running out to press Martinelli and leaving Havertz with that space. But we don't really see that in the Premier League. Maybe that's why Arsenal don't have that chance. But you still got to get that chance and finish it. And we showed a bit of cold killing ruthlessness there. I think obviously Martinelli outside of the Premier League has been good in the cups. He's scored many goals in Champions League. Obviously this season he's our highest goal scorer. And Havertz, since he's been back, obviously this January, he's scored important goals. I would say through his time. Obviously winner against Chelsea, second leg, the equalising penalty against Leverkusen, the last leg, this goal, this game. Obviously, and other goals throughout his time that he's been back. Obviously, it's been positive to see that. Hopefully, I think as you say, we take that momentum into Bournemouth. But I'm just happy that we won that, and obviously, it's interesting that obviously I guess because we have the strength and depth, it's expected that the players that we have coming on, they should be coming on and affecting games. But I think also the fact that Mikel made those attacking subs, only made 3 subs. What Calafiori for? No, not Calafiori. Sorry, Havertz, Darman, and Martinelli. So 3 attacking subs. So he wanted to win the game, and obviously the subs paid him back. So shout out to Godfrey as well. What's your take on the subs in it? The 2 boys coming on winning us the game there.
Well, first and foremost, I think we should actually talk about the actual game itself because it wasn't the best game to watch, and Sporting. Let's be real, yeah. Sporting were dangerous. They were dangerous, you know. Those wingers were just like I don't know. They just you know what it was with Sporting, yeah. After I see that Diamandi pass, yeah, I was like raw, and then the other centre back tried to do it as well, and like they were dangerous in moments, but they wasn't dangerous throughout the whole game. I think towards the end, after we scored, I think it was a little, you know, it looked a little bit. Could they score and stuff like that?
Yeah, I feel like we controlled the game for the most part. Like in terms of they were threatening. They're actually a good team. Like what you're saying, I think. Playing against them, I could see why they haven't lost at home for so long, and in Europe, right? It makes sense if like we had to. I don't think Arsenal could have gone there and just opened up and played guns blazing and thought they would have beat that team at their ground. The atmosphere was mad, everything was mad. But Arsenal kind of after that first couple of the first few moments when they had that crossbar chance and the free kick, and then obviously in the second half when Raya had to make a double save. Apart from those moments, they didn't really do much. Arsenal kind of were. Defended well. We didn't do much in terms of creating many chances. I think both teams were kind of defended well though, but we defended excellently. Because in the last few weeks, bro, we haven't been defending the way we know our team. Fam, there was a point where teams don't even get a shot on our goal. Like there was a point where that was for a long period of time, and I think that's been our staple this season. We're not the most attacking and fluid team, but if you're not going to be that, then the other end has got to be solid. And I think kind of return back to I think Mikel was sort of speaking about it in his press conference before, the identity of the team and what we know we are. And I think you can kind of see that in the game because I think Sporting, as you could see, this was probably that they had to win this game or had to get something out of this game. I'm not saying that they're out of this tie. I think they're a good enough team that they could do something to Arsenal, but I think if they were thinking about their chances, I think they needed to get something out of this game, and Arsenal kind of nullified them for the most part. I don't think their striker Luis Suarez, done much in the games. He's scored many goals this season, many goals in Champions League as well.
He's not going to be playing this.
Yeah, he's going to be playing. So I think it wasn't the most entertaining game. Like I will say that for fun, we watched the game. It was if you're neutral, it was boring. But I think it was a mature game. I think I was watching the Loose Cannons podcast. They mentioned this. Like even in the Wenger times, how many times have Arsenal maneuvered a 2-legged tie well, gone away from home, just you done what you need to do, shut up shop. If you can leave with a 1-0, leave with 1-0, leave with a 0-0, you leave with it. And that game was looking like we were gonna leave with a 0-0 until that goal. And then you go home and you handle your business. Like, but how many times Arsenal go try and play the Arsenal way and then lose 1-0 or lose 2-0 away from home, and then you have it all to do in the home leg. Like, I think it was a mature European performance, and I think necessary. And I hope that it's given like a bit. I think the little winning the game in the end, I think you kind of forget how the game went, I guess, for the players, because you're just remembering that moment. And I guess for Raya, obviously, you remember. And I think you take that kind of spark and energy into the Bournemouth game off the back of that win, and knowing that you've kind of you've kind of taken the first step to righting the wrongs for the last two games, obviously losing the Carabao and the FA Cup. I think the Bournemouth game is the must win, and I think that will kind of cleanse it for me fully. But to ask you, obviously, looking at the first legs in general, obviously, I'll focus more on the Atletico Barca, because obviously I know with Bayern beating Real Madrid and PSG beating Liverpool, obviously they're on the other side. I didn't anticipate, obviously, Atletico beating Barca at home anyways. Obviously, they had a red card, and obviously Barca still played well, and obviously Barca can still win this game, even away from home. I'm not going to write them off, but Atletico are in an amazing position. Like, if Arsenal do get through and Atletico are the team that we get in the semi-finals, how do you feel about that matchup, given that we beat them early in the season quite comfortably at the Emirates?
I see. I see Atletico as being a different. They're definitely going to be a different team. Yeah. When the if it's a semi-final, yeah, then you know it's going to be a fight in it. So I can just see this. I can see it similar to the energy of when we played PSG and we beat them in the knockout round. I'm sorry, when we beat them in the league phase, then we played them, and then they actually, you know, what I mean, they moved to us. I can see it. I can't see. I'm not saying I can see the game like that, but I can see the similar type of
Yeah, situation. Yeah,
to a tempo to the game. I think for us to go into that Atletico game, we need to have man fit. Yeah, we need to have players like ready. So the next, you see, we're going to talk about this game later on, but we need players from now. Yeah, who are just coming back from injuries or whatever. I don't think they're going to have time, to like rest and stuff like that, because we're not in that period of the season now. And it sounds really bad, but we have to be selfish now. Yeah. How many games are you going to rest a player now? Because we've got important games coming up. If a player is training and they're fit and they're ready to go, 20 minutes, you know what I mean, on Saturday or whatever, if they're ready to go, we have to play them, because those players are vital at this stage of the season. They're vital. And anyone could get injured. I get it. Anyone could get injured at any point, but we have to think now. Can we afford to play like that against Sporting on Saturday? I don't think we can. I don't think we will get away with that, because Bournemouth, I'm not saying they're as good as Sporting, but they have players as good as Sporting players. They've got very talented youngsters that are not fearful. So I see this game. I see this if Atletico, because I don't think the tie's over. Barcelona could do a madness as well. Barcelona just one of them teams, isn't it?
Footballing team.
Atletico, we're playing Atletico. We need to get through as well. But I'm just saying, like, if we were to get through, Atletico would be the better tie,
favorable tie, yeah. But it won't be an easy tie as well, yeah.
It won't be easy.
And I think obviously their style will be different. I don't know who's gonna get through. Like I would want Atletico 100% if we can choose one. And obviously Julian Alvarez is a player that I want in our team.
You don't want no free kicks outside our box, though.
Hey, don't you remember in the Emirates game when he hit the crossbar from one kind of curl outside the box? This guy, like his ball striking is amazing, isn't it? But that's why I want him at Arsenal. But that's for summer we can get there. Speaking of the game, I would want Atletico, even though obviously I know Similar to the story with PSG last season, obviously where we played them in the group stage, beat them. They added Kvaratskhelia. Obviously now Atletico have added Ademola Lookman to their team. Obviously adds a different element to their team. Could be like a difference maker than just the team that we played obviously before. But I'll still want them. Obviously, if Barcelona play a brand of football, that's obviously I think Arsenal get a lot of chances because of that high line. I think Arsenal can overpower Barcelona, but Barcelona have the best player in the world for me, and players around the pitch and the style that I think can cause Arsenal problems. Well, I think Atletico will probably play more of a low block and counter style against Arsenal. Arsenal will be the aggressors probably in both games, and uh, I think that should ultimately suit Arsenal more. I think in the sense of because there should be more on. I think if we're having to transition, I don't know if that suits us as much as we could, even though we have players that can do that. But we'll see who comes out of that tie. Obviously, the first legs are there. Arsenal still got to do their job. Obviously, Sporting won't be easy, like Godfrey said. It will be a different type of second leg. I think Sporting will come out and try and play. They don't have nothing to lose, and they're gonna have to try and come out and play. And I think it means Arsenal should have space and the emphasis to try and maybe potentially kill that game the way they did against Leverkusen, in it. So we'll see. But transition into Saturday, which is the main focus. Obviously, we haven't played a Premier League game since the Everton home game when Diamond got his goal and the pre-assist obviously weeks ago for that Gokras goal as well. And as you mentioned, obviously Bournemouth won't be easy. We can't we can't and won't play the way we played against Sporting against Bournemouth because one, we're at home. Two, it's not a European tie where you're maneuvering two legs or there's no points involved. We need to make sure that we win. It's a big game this Saturday. We play 12:30, first game of the weekend. Everyone's going to be watching Arsenal. TNT Sports. We play a day before City can go 12 points above them. Obviously, before they play against Chelsea, and put pressure on them to have to win that game. And if they don't, obviously go into the game that we have against them next week is big. And I think winning that Bournemouth game, I think, is so important because off the back of losing the two games in the Carabao Cup final, losing against Southampton, you win against Sporting, you beat Bournemouth. Obviously, all the implications I just said there, you have a bit more momentum now. You go into that Sporting home game. I think you win that game anyways, but you win that game again, and then that City game on the Sunday next week now becomes 3 games on the bounce, securing a semi-final place in the Champions League, and I don't expect City to beat Chelsea, especially if we win and they have all that pressure on that game. Then you go into that City game with it being basically like a finisher if you was to win, even though it wouldn't mathematically be done. I think that's why this game for me is so important because if you don't beat Bournemouth, draw or loss, I think you put all the pressure back onto yourselves. Obviously, you give City an opening. If City then beat Chelsea, obviously City can have a week to rest. We still got to maneuver that Sporting game, and they can rest and really put themselves for that game against us next week with still a game in hand that they will have. So it's a big game for me. I think. I don't know about you. Obviously, before we get into like lineups and what we want to see, how do you feel about this game, this Bournemouth game on Saturday, man?
This game is massive. Listen, before we kicked a ball against
Sporting, yeah, you were
Sporting,
saying that. Yeah,
I was ready
this is
to
the
give. I
focus.
was ready to give up the game, Sporting, bro. I was just like, nah, I don't really care about this Champions League game, bro. I want to beat Bournemouth on Saturday, and I'll stick to that because the Bournemouth game at this stage is more important than the City game, bro. It's more important than the City game
100%.
because if we drop, as you said, bro, going to City, yeah, is going to be pressure. Yeah. And then I think it's only a 3-point swing by then or something like that. So we need to go into this.
Winning this game allows us to lose a City game without it really changing anything.
But
no, I'm saying,
yeah,
I
know.
Because obviously, if say for example we win and
Yeah.
they let's say they even was to win against Chelsea, which I don't think will happen. Like it will
They
still
might
be
do,
9 points. Yeah, but it
They
will still be 9 point. It will be a 9 point
Yeah.
gap, and then even if it was
But
to
they got
lose
a game
against
in
them,
hand.
it becomes 6 points. Obviously, with a game in hand, that will make it 3 points. So it's still a gap. It would get 5 or 4 games to go.
Yeah.
Not a suitable gap. But I'm saying losing this game or dropping points in the Bournemouth game, like you said, is more important. Is the most.
Bro.
I think the win protects so many things because I think the win
Yeah.
gives you momentum that you go into every other game with the belief. Hopefully, every player's, as you're saying, get important players back. But if you draw, obviously, because the external noise will be loud. I think City, you're giving them. They're they've already beat you in the Carabao Cup final. They're now kind of favourites for the FA Cup. So they're looking at their season kind of being on the upturn after it looking very dark just weeks ago. And then you lose to them. Like, nah, handle your business, man.
100%, man.
How do you think the game will go? Because I think Bournemouth apparently are unbeaten in the Premier League in 2026, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but I think they've been drawing games.
No, they draw Kings.
We're the last team to beat them. We're the last team to beat them.
We played them at the start of the year, actually. So yeah, they're unbeaten since we played them. So yeah, but big up Flybury and obviously big up obviously Capo as well. Big up the ex-gunner. Shout out to man and obviously I think obviously Bournemouth play a nice brand of football. Where are they? I don't know where they ended. Let me check the table.
They beat us twice. I think they're 12th or 13th. They beat us twice last season, bro.
They beat us twice last season. Yeah. They play like a high pressing grade of football. I don't see them not coming to the Emirates and wanting to try and win the game just because of their style. They're not in no relegation or anything. And obviously, I'm pretty sure the points is still close for that little Conference League position, because I think now that it's confirmed that 5 Premier League places are going to go Champions League, so that means what? 2 Europa League again.
This is my problem with that, because Chelsea are probably going to be a bit lax now, but they're in 6th. So let me just bring up the table quickly.
Chelsea are 6th still, 1 point behind, and they got to win that game, because if they lose against, think about it, Villa and Liverpool win, they build a little gap on Chelsea for that position in the table still.
So that's the table.
And obviously they're home. It's not going to be easy against City, but they got to try and at least get some points in it. But Bournemouth play a brand of football that I think, obviously, where they're 13th, but they're only 4 points below 7th. Do you know what I mean? Like a win, like they're gonna want to come for this game. The Europa, I think 6th, 7th place will probably be 6th and 7th probably be Europa League. 8th place, Conference League, maybe 9th place. Like because City won the Carabao Cup, so that probably gets passed on to someone. Like this, it's. I think they will come back to play, and I think Arsenal being the home team, we're gonna expect us to be dominant on the ball, to us to go and attack. And given the game, we need to win. So it's not no play the margins. It's go and win that game, and the game should be suitable for us to go and win the game. Obviously,
how many draws they've got, man?
They draw a lot of games. They'll beat because they're a good team. They play attacking good brand of football. They go down in a lot of games. They come back. They don't, because of the way that they're open, innit? The games end in a lot of 2-2s and 1-1s.
Well,
I mean, so Arsenal got to play to what the game's going to be in it. Obviously, we'll see who we have available and what we start and how it looks like. But I think we got to go there and try and blitz them, because the space will be there. And I think the way that we play has to be like that. I think I can understand us playing a bit more slow and lethargic in the Champions League, managing a tie. But in this Premier League, especially this game, and given the fact that we've been knocked out the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, you need to make sure you put both hands on the trophy. We'll try and put both hands on the trophy, and the only way to do that is win your games. So I think we should capitalize on the open space and high press that Bournemouth will do, man-to-man press. That's how they play. That's how they play. But it's not going to be easy. But there's no excuses about it not being easy. No game in the Premier is easy.
So anyway, these man got some danger man to look out for. So let me just go to their book. Listen, we're gonna do some analysis today, bro. Yeah? Let's look at some of their players. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the Bournemouth players. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. Make sure you smash the like. I know you enjoy these shows, so make sure you send some love.
We got some good players too. Evan Nilsson.
Oh no, hold on.
That's my boy.
Calm yourself down, bro. Hold on. Let's just have a kind of like. So there's their players, okay. So you've got, okay. So bro, I don't know who that brother. Who's that? Who's Fraser Forster looking old? Dread. Look at him.
He's old.
Like unks, isn't it?
He's old.
But Petrovic will be in goal, innit? We all know Petrovic, innit? Petrovic. Actually, I don't. Yeah, I think it'd be Petrovic in goal. So they got, Mark Senensi probably start as well. I wonder if Smith starts.
I don't think so.
So it'd be Truffet, innit? Truffet?
Probably. Truffet, Jimenez, they got decent players.
They've got some good players, innit?
Zanesi is a good player, but
Yeah, Zanesi, Jimenez,
I think their threats are in that attacking line. I think
and then midfield as well, isn't it?
midfield is
So
decent. Scott is a decent player, but I think it's the Ryan and Evan Nilsson or whoever they. Yeah,
Tavernier.
Tavernier as well. Obviously,
Yeah.
who's now playing midfield. He's a good player.
These are
And
the
then
man, though, innit? These are the
yeah,
man to watch
like
out for,
there's
though. Yeah.
your Adleys, your Krupies, your Clivers. I don't think Cliver's fit, if I'm correct, but
We'll see.
yeah, like they got like good players like for the football, the brand of football they want to play, and I think it will be a very good game. I think Arsenal, Raya will be important again. Rice and Saliba and Gabriel and Calafiori that they got to defend amazingly, but I think there has to be onus on your Zubamendis, your Rices, your
But we're going to go to that.
whoever's in the team, they need to
11.
make sure that they carry that because there's going to be space to play. There's going to be opportunities to play football. And there's emphasis on us. There's no. I shouldn't be seeing what's it called? Bournemouth dominating possession at Emirates for large periods of the game. Like, do you know what I mean? We need to win this game. So we need to dominate and obviously shout out Therapy the dog.
Yeah, win the dog, man. I'm sure that's AFC always, man. But yeah, big up to win the Therapy dog. Big up to you, man. But yeah, so right, let's figure out who we're gonna start in the 11. Yeah, so let's bring up the thing. Where is it? If I can find it. Chat to the people then, man. Actually, let's look at the injury list. Let's look at the injuries.
Let's get into some team news, isn't it? Like, obviously, I think there was like an open training thing today. I don't know if this is the most up to date list, but there was an open training today. I think Eze was in training, which is positive.
Let me just have I frozen?
Which I think means no, you're not frozen. Eze was in training, which obviously is positive, meaning that he should be available for the game. I think they said there was no Saka in training. Obviously, no Timber, no Odegaard. Obviously, came off with that. I think Odegaard might be out for a game or two. I think I'm going to suspect coming off with that little knee problem. I think there's no Calafiori in training, but maybe this is probably just because of rest and stuff. And we'll see. There's still one more day tomorrow if Saka or Timber were just away from the cameras. Obviously, you know what Arsenal do. But even if Saka's not fully fit, like I think you were making a point earlier about obviously this is the point of the season. If man got to play, like if he's not fully fit out and but he's almost there, I would wait. But if he's in the squad, I would definitely not be starting him, but I'll be putting him there. But I think if Eze is back, I think it's so timely, especially if Odegaard is out, because it was like we were fearing the rest for Eze being out and Odegaard being back now.
Is he injured? Is he injured?
Yeah, apparently Odegaard obviously came off the game, innit? He had that little knock in the game. He played on, then he got taken off for Havertz. And he wasn't in training. I think I saw something from the Norwegian manager saying something about he might be out.
What's going on with him, man? Something's not right with him, man. He's probably
just these players are playing through probably a lot of knocks, trying to. There's a league winning season, as you said. They're probably just trying to get over the line. But yeah,
I'm trying to find some Arsenal team news, man. But I can't.
Let's see what happens. But I think that's all that we know. We'll see probably when Mikel does his press conference tomorrow. A bit more of an
thing
update.
Went off as well, innit? Trossard went off as well.
Yeah, Trossard went off with a calf injury, but I think he was in training, if I'm correct, today. So that's fine. But yeah, just looking at we can do the lineup. I think it's only probably a few positions that are negotiable. I think everything else kind of.
I'm just going to share this. Share if this works. Share. Hold on. So what you was talking about, if this thing works. So Saka and Timber back for the clash with Bournemouth. Anything else on here? Timber, meanwhile, is battling a groin injury, but Arteta suggested ahead of the win over Sporting on Tuesday night that the pair could return this weekend. So we're being cautious with Saka and Timber right now. Odegaard went down, as you said. Did not appear to be a serious issue, but his absence would be a major blow with Eze yet to return to fitness.
But Eze is back.
Mascara's options to come in at right back to help manage Ben White's workload. So these are the doubts. Predicted at Arsenal 11. This is the predicted Arsenal 11. Is it even worth us even? Might as well just like.
No. I think for me,
Hmm?
I think Ben White will play and Mascara won't start. And I think uh probably Havertz. I don't know if Havertz starts from the Gokeres. I wouldn't be surprised, or it wouldn't make it. It wouldn't really phase me. But I think maybe Gokeres has a shirt, but we'll see. Um, maybe I think if Odegaard isn't playing, then maybe you might see a Havertz and then Gokeres. If Eze is fit enough to start, then I can't lie. I'm sliding Eze back into that 10 position. No Lele. This is a must-win game, and if he's able to start, it will start. I can't lie to you. If there's no Saka, I'm not against starting Darman. It's not that I wouldn't even start Madueke because I like Madueke. I've been about for him all the time, and I think he's been good, and I think he's been good. Obviously, a bit wasteful in the final third, but I think he's been positive, and obviously he's the more senior player.
He's
So
just
it's
kind
not.
of a sub, innit?
It's kind of mad to say not starting the £50 million player that we bought for these situations when Saka isn't playing. But the Diamond guy, if he's too good, bro. Like, and it's like if he's there's no Saka, and it's like, I could choose one, I'll probably choose him. Do you know what I mean, to start anyways. Um, but yeah, I think Eze being back is positive. If he can get another day of training and he's able to start, I'll start him because he hasn't been out for that long. That is a thing where you can't play him in it. But I don't know. What about you? What changes would you make to that team, knowing that Eze is back as well? You start Ben White, or you keep putting Mascara out right back?
That right back position, man. If Timber's fit, man, he plays for me. I know it says doubts, yeah, but how many games has Timber missed so far?
Yeah.
2 or 3?
I don't. He's missed. No, he's missed. He's missed. Been out for since the Everton game.
Really?
Yeah, that's when he came off with the injury. He won't be fit enough to start even if he's fit because he hasn't played in so many games that it's like.
Wow. But we need him in these type of games.
No, we need him, but he's not fit in it, so he's not been in training like ever since. Like so.
So hold on. So if he's not fit this week, how's he gonna just start next week against?
No, but he might. I think him and Saka are one of those ones where they're probably close to full fitness or fit enough where you're gonna. But it's like, do you want to rush them back when they're not there, and then maybe they now play a game knowing that every game is a must win, the intensity, and then they now make themselves more injured, or do you just wait another game and then they're just fully ready now? Because I think they probably definitely will be in the squad for the Sporting home game because you're gonna need to get some runs.
Yeah.
But I think if they're not fit this game, you don't start them. But if they're fit to be in the squad, I think you put them on the bench for sure. Get some minutes into their legs. But I think Ben White starts for me because we.
Did he play a full 90, Ben White?
Probably, yeah, he did, yeah. But he's been playing a lot of football. But Timber's been doing the same when Ben White's been out, and I think there's a reason why. I guess there were. Remember when Ben White has been kind of fit for a little while, but there was time where Mikel was not using him at all when Timber was playing. And I think this is why because
who's going to be playing? No.
For them, I think either is it Adley or something.
He's techie, isn't it?
Adley, yeah, they got two good wingers still, Adley and Ryan. But I think I'll start White and I'll probably start Madueke. I don't need to push a diamond train, but I'll definitely start. I'll definitely start Eze if he can start. If he can't start, then obviously Havertz and Gokeres will be the change. I don't think Odegaard will be in the team.
Yeah, I think swap out Odegaard for Eze, Martinelli.
And would you change Havertz for Gokeres, or you'll be starting Havertz?
Oh yeah, no, Gokeres is starting, man. Gokeres is definitely starting.
I could start Havertz.
And yeah, I'll probably start with Madueke then. Not because I don't love that.
Oh, would you start Martinelli as well, or Trossard? If Trossard's fit.
Well, Trossard looked like he came off with an injury, bro. I know it didn't look serious, but
it was in. I think it was in training today, though. They did a little open training.
Oh, it was in training, yeah.
Yeah.
Martinelli's just one of them guys, and he comes off the bench, though, isn't it? But in Europe, he does it. But in the Premier League, he's not doing it. It's so difficult to choose a team, bro.
Yeah, I think there's not much. The same thing with the Havertz, Gokeres, Martinelli, Trossard, whoever, man. Like at that point, like none of them are shooting up anything else. But I think if Trossard is injured, I don't mind Martinelli. In fact, you know what? Martinelli can start for me still. I think it'll be an open game. But if we start Madueke and Gokeres, then I would go for Trossard. I think you need
So
one of
let's do
them.
the 11. Let's do the 11 then. So Raya in goal, White,
White,
Saliba,
Saliba, Gabriel,
Gabriel,
Calafiori,
Calafiori, Zubimendi,
ZB
Rice,
Rice,
Madueke, Eze,
Gokeres, and
Operas,
Trossard.
and so you're not going. Hold on.
I think when you start Madueke and Gokeres, I think they're more like erratic, running behind type players, isn't it? So
Yeah.
having
That's
that
what they
Trossard,
need.
even though Trossard is frustrating
You
time, I
need a
think you need
balance
more
in
of
it.
that
You need some balance.
technical security in it. If we had a
Yeah,
Saka, for instance, or we're playing a Darwin on the right, then
yeah.
maybe
You need a
I don't mind a
rotation.
Martinelli on the left because then you have a bit more of that pace. But either way, the team should be strong enough to win. But whatever the strongest team looks like that's available. Let's just say that if everyone is fit, then you Saka and Timber come in, Eze comes in, all that stuff. And if not, but we'll see what happens anyways. Either way, a win is a must. That's just it.
One sec. One
What's
sec. I'll be back in a bit. Just keep
yeah,
chatting.
no,
I'll be back in a
what's
sec.
make sure you're hitting the like button, yeah. If you haven't
One sec.
already,
I'll be back in a
let's
sec.
smash the like button.
One sec. One sec.
No, you can take the thing off the screen. But
What's
yeah,
up?
I'm confident that we're gonna win this game. I'll say that to you guys for free. I'm confident that Arsenal are gonna perform. I think we know what is definitive for our season, which is the Premier League. So we need to win this game. It's not going to be easy on 12:30, but I think playing Tuesday, Saturday, getting enough rest. If you can get some players back as well, hopefully, fingers crossed, Saka, Timber are at least in the squad. Eze seems to be that he will be there. I can't lie, we need to go win this game. Bournemouth won't be easy, but they play a brand of football, man-to-man press, high press, a lot of space. I don't think they have mad physical players, in midfield and stuff that I think Arsenal can dominate. Now, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, if you do play, oh, I know Madueke will bring a level of intent and intensity and directness. I need quality going forward, man, and some level of risk. Obviously, we break the lines, play central, play it forward quickly, make some good runs into the box, take shots where you can, and try and win this game, man. Because I think there will be enough space to do that. But also defend where you need to, because Bournemouth are a good team. They can score goals, they can attack, they will attack constantly throughout the 90 minutes. But Arsenal should be winning this game, and we need to win this game to get ready for that City game. And I'm confident that we can win.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the game. There's a lot of pressure. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be when I wake up early in the morning. That's an early one as well, 12:30 or 12 o'clock. I
Yeah.
need to make sure that we're by the end of that early afternoon that we've got that 3 points and I can relax, because that's all that matters, man. I want it to be a game that we play like a team that says we're taking this championship. Not a. I'll take a 1-0 win, even if it's the last minute. But I want us to go win that game comfortably through the 90 minutes. What's your score predictions for this game?
Oh yeah. I think it's going to be hectic. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 to Arsenal. I think I'm gonna go the same. I'm gonna say 3-1 to Arsenal, man.
What about you guys in the chat? What's your score?
Yeah, what's your score predictions in the chat? Shout out Flyberry. Trossard, I think a lot of players are carrying knocks or obviously playing half fit in it, and obviously,
Yeah, exactly.
you never know at any moment in time. Probably a lot of them go down just a bit of fatigue and stuff like that. Same thing. Gabriel went down with the knee injury against Southampton. Played the 90 minutes. This game wasn't anything. Same thing could be for Odegaard. Same thing could be for Trossard. So, to be honest with you, Eze looked like he was going to be out for time, and he's back in training already. And the squad basically has only been out for 2 weeks. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It's just one of those ones, man. Obviously, shout out Redemption, as well.
It's a nice score. But I wanted to. Sorry, yeah. There's some news.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that still.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's some news here, so I'm gonna be doing the Twitter thing, yeah. So.
What, the Sammy Mockbell, yeah?
Oh, just wait yourself, bro. Just calm yourself.
Go.
Yeah, the Sammy Mockbell stuff. So the first one is based on this. It's not news I want to be seeing, bro. It's not the news I want to be seeing, yeah. Do you know what? Let me hear what you got to say about this, because am I still here? Am I still here?
Yeah.
So my screen's moving mad, you know. What's going on? Oh God, what's my screen doing, bro? Can you still see me? Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh. So news of Sammy Muckbell reported that. Sorry, my screen's moving mad. Sammy Muckbell has reported that these two could be sold. What the fuck is going on? I want to know what you got to say about this, because I'll have my piece after this. But what's your thoughts on this, man?
So I'll analyze it from both angles. I'll analyze it from my own personal angle. I don't ever want to see Miles Skelly or Ethan Wanyeri leave Arsenal. One, because obviously they are Hale, and two, I think they're very, very amazing talents. Profiles that one, I don't think we have in our team. When in Miles, obviously a ball carrier, line breaker, strong player, intelligent player, pockets player as well. Ethan, similar thing, but obviously great finisher of the football, great ball carrier, creative player, great pockets player as well, an intelligent player. The fact that like they've kind of come into our team when we've been the level that we're at, and they've hung, especially last season when we had our darkest times. They were both the shining lights in that season. I don't want them to go. I think obviously, yes, Arsenal are Premier League champions elect, and maybe hopefully Champions League champions elect, but it and there's going to be competition for places. Doesn't mean that obviously, but you want these type of players that that are definitely going to have long careers and be playing at the top level to be there, innit? But and that's my personal level. I don't want that. I think we can assess the squad and manage the squad in a way that I think they can have like a pivotal role if we kind of assess. There has to be a lot of movement, but I think they can. Like I think Miles can be a second choice left centre mid, and I think Ethan can be a second choice 10 or third choice centre forward. But if we're looking at it from the club, obviously Arsenal have to make sales this summer, innit? Like they have to spend 300, I don't know, 200 something million last season. We're gonna hope that we spend something like that again this season to upgrade our attacking line and other areas. But they're gonna have to make sales. And if you look at like who Arsenal really are gonna sell, like okay, Kepa, Norgard, Jesus, Trossard, maybe Martinelli. The four names before that, I don't think really generate any much money. I think if you there's a question on it. I think they said that. I saw reports today saying that they're going to question if they're going to sell Martinelli if he's willing to be a squad player. Then they would extend his deal because obviously reliable player. So that's the question there. But these guys probably will be the representation of the most money that you can make, because obviously the whole academy thing, pure profit. I think you can definitely ask for more than, I think, what does it say, 100 combined 100 million. That's what, 50 million each. I think you can get 60, 70 million for both minimum. I think given their age, given their talent, the fact that Miles already played for England, the fact that Ethan's already now got some European experience as well. And it would be sad, but I would understand. I just wouldn't accept selling to any rivals. That's if they're gonna do it, it has to be at the price, because at the end of the day, there's gonna be players that have to be sold, but it can't be to rivals. I think if I don't think both would leave though. I think Ethan will probably be the one that goes, because if I'm just looking at his position, he's a 10, and you've got what Eze in there, you got Odegaard in there, you got Max who's emerging. Who, let's be just honest, Max is better than Ethan. And you still got a player like Saka and all these guys that can play interior. Miles maybe has a bit less competition in the centre mid position, so maybe there's a bit more value there. But Ethan can generate a lot of money. So if I'm looking at it from the club standpoint, I can understand why they will do it. If you're going to sell, there has to be a price, because I've seen other players for other clubs, academy players that they've sold, or pivotal players that have gone for serious money. So Arsenal shouldn't be getting fleeced if they're going to do it. But I don't want to be seeing Ethan kitting up for Man United, or Miles kitting up for Chelsea or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That would piss me off. But that's what I have to say. What's your opinion?
So I've heard like most of what you've got to say, and I'll say my point in a minute. So I'm going to give you two scenarios, okay? So the first scenario is, okay, sorry, the first question, I suppose, is Are we just selling these players for profit, or are we selling them because we don't feel they're good enough, or we don't feel they're good enough to get into this team?
Are you saying like would
Yeah,
I do it? Do I think the club is doing it?
Yeah. So do you think Arteta doesn't want these players, or do you think, oh, these players, we can get a lot of profit for these players, and then maybe that might help us to, I know, go out and buy Alvarez?
Oh, I think I don't think Arteta wants these players. I think he wouldn't have put them into the.
Big up, man. Big up to you, Coleman.
This headline is disgusting. Yeah. The head. If you go read, I read the actual article. It's just, it's not as it's this headline just makes it look worse than
weird, isn't it? Haylenders from the age of 8. Ethan's been.
But like, yeah, I think Mikel put them into the team. So clearly, I don't think it's a thing of he don't want them. I think at the same time, obviously, I don't think any of these players. What is it?
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure you don't? Why would you?
I think Ethan gave Ethan his debut at 15, pivotal player last season. Obviously, 2 Miles, same thing, left back. Obviously, I think the problem is that Miles is a centre mid, and he's not a left back, and I don't want to play left back. I think that's why I think Miles has a better chance to stay at Arsenal. I think with Ethan, he's a 10. And the truth of the matter is, once we signed Eze, I think when he signed that deal last summer, it was probably with the best. We were hearing all the news about, they want to use him central. They're going to play him, heir to Odegaard, etc., etc. The minute we signed Eze, and I was like, we still have Martinelli and Trossard, they're left wingers. I'm like, Eze has to be, obviously, he will probably be used in both positions, but a 10 position is where he's going to play. So that means Ethan gets put down in the pecking order, just naturally, because Eze is a better player than Ethan. Like, that's just the truth of the matter, isn't it?
He's a more experienced player than.
Yeah, more experienced player. I say more experienced player, better player, and you spend money on him. In it, and in the day, you pay him higher wages, all that stuff, innit? I think you're gone.
But
so I think basically, what I'm saying, I think Mikel does want the players. I'm not saying that he's not like, oh, I'm going to die for these players, but I think the club also will recognize that, yeah, there's pure profit. Like when you're looking at the books and stuff, if you can get a maximum money for this, maybe you can then buy an Alvarez and a left winger, because then you've got like maybe 100 million of pure profit, not even just sales, which is, I don't know how that works on the books because I'm not that knowledgeable on that side, but they always say that it's better when in terms of transfers, when you have pure profit and all that stuff in it. So I think it can also be out of the manager's hand. The club could be like, we need to make sales, and these look like the most valuable assets. Are you definitely going to use them next season? Because it's one of those ones, if you're definitely going to use them, then he probably says no, they don't go. But if it's a thing of, okay, we've got Eze, we've got Max now, we've got Odegaard still, that's probably going to be here, Ethan becomes expendable. In the Miles situation, I think they've written off the left back thing clearly this season because he's barely been used there. It's now are you going to use him as a centre mid? And if not, then I guess it's annoying. I guess we'll find out. Mikel probably will get asked about this tomorrow, and I know he probably will give a quick answer. To say that he loves the players and stuff. I think because Ethan's on loan is why I'm looking at more like that. Looks, you can tell that obviously the loan is beneficial, but if he was so like, I don't see Arsenal ever sending Max Diamond on loan. Do you know what I mean? I don't ever see that ever happening ever. Even if he was to be, even if he wasn't, we still have Saka Madueke next season, and there's no way that guy's going on loan. Whenever he's played, he's affected games every single time he's played football. You could say there's games where Ethan played and he kind of has been a passenger at times, or the game has passed him by. Not that he hasn't been good, but he hasn't affected it or impacted and shined the way Max is. So I think it's sad, but I would understand it. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I don't want it though. Like, if I'm the guy in Arsenal, I'm not selling them. I would find a way to sell other players in the first team, but they probably pose the most value you can get, because even if if we're looking at players we're actually going to sell on the team, like who are we going to sell?
Well, I could think of players, but
I'm saying Norgard, Kepa, Jesus, Trossard. Minus them in it, but I don't think Norgard, Kepa, and Jesus, I don't think you get any much money for them. And I think Trossard, maybe you get a little 30 million. Martinelli, but if you sell Martinelli, you have to then buy 2 left wingers. I feel like, unless that means you then move Eze there, and then I see a future for Ethan, because I'm like, okay, if you say Eze's going to be 1 left winger,
Cape. let me say what I got to say. Yeah,
Go on.
why is Odegaard not getting mentioned in the equation? Why can we not sell Odegaard?
We can sell
Why?
Odegaard.
We can sell him. We can sell him.
But I'm saying, but the reason why you won't, I think
The
Odegaard.
brother's been injured, man. The brother's
No,
not.
no, but I'm saying, but the difference is you can't. A young player has probably a bit less control of if you wanted to move them than a club captain that's probably on one of your highest wages. And I think the problem with Odegaard is that I don't think the club wouldn't be against selling Odegaard.
Because of his high wages.
No. I just think I think because of the injury-riddled season he's had this season, you're not going to get near enough the value that you would need for Odegaard, in my opinion, innit? Like Odegaard, for what I see, I think people would want to say they would say, what is his body of work this season? Last season he was kind of dead. He wasn't Odegaard last season, and this season he hasn't played. So then people will offer 60 million. I think if I'm Arsenal, like the way I see the transfer market, we're now at the stage where we've arrived or we're selling our best players. We need to be selling guys for serious money still.
Yeah, another thing as well, yeah. I think some players' cycles have come to an end. So if we win this Premier League, yeah, I think some players, yeah, will be like, okay, I've got my Premier League trophy now. It's time to move on now, innit? Because we could be looking at an Arsenal that may possibly ship out 4 to 5 players come the end of the season.
I think more than that still.
Yeah, possibly, but in reality, it's probably going to be.
No, I think think about that. Norgard, Kepa, Jesus, Trossard. I think will go anyways. I think I don't even think that's even. I don't even look at the profit. I don't think that's going to generate anything. I think the players that I think are interesting to look at is Ben White, Martinelli, one of Havertz or Gokeres. If these Alvarez, I think Sammy Mokbo in this same in this. If you go to it, there's another. I think he said that Arsenal are actually interested in signing Alvarez, but they have to sell one of Gokeres or Havertz in it, which then obviously will pose up the question. So I don't know if that will actually be realistic because he decided like if they sell 1 or 2, but they could. I don't think any player is not on the market. I just don't think that they would probably. I'm pretty sure Arsenal value Odegaard is so high that unless someone's bidding that kind of money, they're not going to then just sell him for 60 million just to kind of move the books. Whilst I think in the Miles one and Ethan I separate the two because they're two different type of players. I think Ethan, we have profiles in that position, and if I look at
he can play anywhere across that line.
Yeah, that's what I said. Remember the first thing I said? If it was down to me, I'm reassessing the whole squad. I'm gonna change the squad where I would personally move Eze to left wing, and I would sign a left winger to start, and I would make Eze like the second choice or rotation left wing, like the same way you have around the pitch. And then that means that frees up the 10 position, which means then Ethan could be my 10, and then you have anyone else. If you're still banking on Odegaard being the 10, Odegaard can be the 10. I wouldn't do that. I would move Odegaard to the 8, and I would make Miles an 8, and I would have Marino, who's recovering from this mad injury, becoming that utility third choice striker, third choice 8. And I think that kind of gives you the choice to kind of use Max in an interesting way because. But I think the problem is Max now has arrived. I think if Max hadn't arrived, then everything goes as normal. I don't think Max, the way he's playing, is not going to generate being second choice somewhere, whether that's 10 or right wing, because he's better than everyone else in the attacking sense from a talent standpoint, and he seems to have that gravitas. So I think it now shifts the dial with Ethan because it's like now next season Max is going to be 17. He definitely is going to break into the first team, whether that's at a 10 or the right wing. That's one of Ethan's positions. Ethan is not going to start striker in front of Gokeres if he stays or Havertz if he stays, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with Flybury here on this.
Yeah, I love Eze in the centre mid. I think Eze should. When I say like he should be left winger, he should be using the 10 and should be using centre mid. I just think if you're looking at to build a squad where all of these players fit in, you have to build it where you sell both Martinelli and Trossard, and then you buy one marquee left winger.
No, but you have to buy a marquee left winger then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'll do is I would sell Eze and Martinelli and Trossard. I'll buy like a Cavasquelio or Barcola, Leao, whatever, and then Eze will be the secondary left winger that like comes on when we're having 3 game weeks. He's gonna hear me out because I'm saying think about it because if we're talking about like us not want to sell these players, look at the squad right now, innit? Ethan had to go on loan because we had Eze, Odegaard, Marino, Havertz, all these players in the 10, innit? Like you can't play there as well.
The same thing. Odegaard becomes the third place to me. It's
No, but I'm
Eze,
saying, but that's
it's
not. But I'm saying,
Eze.
but that's not gonna happen because you're not gonna
No,
move
but
your club captain.
we're having a discussion between
No, I
us.
know, but I'm saying, but like the discussion has to be in the reality. Like you're not gonna. Ethan hasn't done enough to
But
make.
if Odegaard's not, if this, well, this is the problem though. Odegaard's not really done anything last
No,
season.
I think he's done.
Hold on,
I think he's
let
been
me
okay.
land, let me land, let me land, let me land, let me
Go
land,
on.
let me land. Odegaard's not really done anything last season, and this is what people's issue is, because on the back of having a very good season 2 seasons ago, Ethan, yeah, he came into this season, signed a new contract. You know, maybe he was promised, yeah, that you know what, you're gonna get more games and stuff like that. He's not been able to get more games. He's had a few games at the start of the season where he looked quite good as well, and you know, it's like it's almost like what he's been promised has been taken away, and now you know, I think I I I want to. I honestly think that both of these players, yeah, have looked at the situation, and I think they both possibly maybe want out themselves. I don't think it's a case of them just being sold and stuff. I think
No. I
they're
think it's
not
both. Yeah,
feeling
the agents
free.
have all put feelers out saying,
Yeah,
no, I think
because
that's why the rumors start
they
in it.
know, they know that they're
But I think
in
this
their
the
feet.
situations are different though, because I think with Ethan's one is what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you. I
no.
think
There's no doubt.
when Ethan signed that deal, there was I just everything didn't make. I knew that this was gonna happen because I'm like, when you sign Eze, but you didn't sell one of Trossard and Martinelli next year, you have to look at the squad balance. Eze came in as what, either first choice left winger, which
Yeah, go on, go
yeah, Eze came in as what, first choice left winger to everyone's eyes, which I think he still will play there for me in it. But everyone's saying he's a 10, but it's cool. He can play both. It
Eze's
doesn't.
got played, you know.
No,
Eze's got played.
I'm saying it doesn't really matter where he plays for me. But like, cool. Let's just
Why?
say I'm
Why
saying, but
though?
because I'm saying if you're building a squad, the reason why we're in this situation is because the squad wasn't built with sense. Because I'm saying, for example, now we've both seen that Martinelli and Trossard aren't good enough this season. But I don't see Arsenal selling both of them and signing two left wingers.
But they're
Like,
gonna
and
sell
then
one of them. They're gonna sell one
no,
of them.
I think they need to sell both of them. But they definitely will sell one of
Yeah,
them. But I think
they
they should
sell one
sell.
of them.
I
But
think
they are.
Trossard's time has come. He's getting older. He looks like he's starting to physically regress.
Yeah,
And Martinelli looks like if you sell him, I think you can get good money for Martinelli
yeah,
because he's still.
exactly.
Do you know what I
So,
mean? But and I think you can upgrade. But I think at the same time, Arsenal have never been proven to do such shrewd selling that I don't see them selling both in it. But let's just say they did sell both in it. They would have to sign two left wingers if Eze's still the 10. I don't see Arsenal signing two left wingers.
I don't see them selling both of them. One of
No,
them can
I
still.
know, but I'm saying they should, but I'm saying I don't see them doing it, innit?
Oh
So
yeah,
let's just
they're
say,
gonna. Yeah,
but I'm saying, let's just say if they don't, so the fact that we're gonna build this together, you're gonna prove my point. Let's just say they sell Trossard, yeah, just for age, and Martinelli accepts a squad role as a backup left winger, yeah. They
yeah,
sign, you sign Kvara, whatever the money is. So
yeah,
Kvara, left hand side is sorted. Kvara, Martinelli backup. Cool.
yeah.
You still then have, as your tens, Eze,
Two
Odegaard,
tens.
Ranieri, and Darman. Because Darman is still a 10. Because you have to still remember that Saka and Madueke are right wingers. And Madueke just got signed, you're not selling him. And Saka is going to be a right winger. He's not a 10. So let's just say the right
But
winger sorted out, left winger sorted out. So I'm
you know there's
saying,
gonna be injuries. Yeah, you know
yeah,
injuries.
yeah, yeah. So I'm saying, but I'm saying,
Take
no, I
precedent.
know, but this is what I'm saying. So the point of it, the season is obviously we entered the season with quite buff, like, three left backs essentially: Hincapié, Calafiori, MLS, three tens. And Wanieri, Eze, Odegaard, three left centre mids and all that kind of stuff in it. Do you know what I mean? We have depth and obviously injuries. We've had a lot this season and it's kind of paid away. But there's certain players that haven't played that many minutes. Your Ethans, your Miles, your Norgards, Marinos, whoever you want to like look at that to say that haven't played. Jesus's that have kind of been there in it. And I think with
Jesus is
Ethan,
gone. Jesus is gone.
I don't even count. Yeah, Jesus has gone in it. I think
Yeah.
in Ethan and Miles' case is that if I'm Ethan, if we didn't sign Eze, I think he would have. Think about every single minute Eze's played in the 10. Ethan would have played, but because Eze got signed, he couldn't play in the 10. Martinelli and Trossard kind of started the season well. I remember at the beginning scoring
But he
goals.
could have played in the 10 because Odegaard was injured.
No, but he was playing
And
at the
Eze
time.
was injured as well.
No, he was. But remember, he was playing here and there in it. But it wasn't like how I'm describing it. Yeah, is that like when I've
I
watched.
know you're saying the positions.
Okay, cool. Ethan, I think the problem is now is that Max has arrived. I don't. Maybe they didn't expect Max to arrive right now at 16. So maybe, but if you look at it right now, if we had to choose one player to sell and keep, who would you sell and keep out of Ethan or Max? Just to
Oh,
for
don't
devil.
do this, man.
No, I'm saying okay. Remember that. Who's the better? Who do you think is the
Don't
better
do
player?
this.
You know, who do you think is a better player? That's
Well,
what Alex said.
Dalman's a better player, but
Okay, cool. So I think basically, and I think Dalman's actually a 10, but I think he should be playing right wing and stuff, innit? So if we're looking at it like now, it's like we have to sell one player. Obviously, you said sell Odegaard, which of course, if everything could be easy, I would sell. I would want Odegaard to get moved too, but I don't think, as I said, I don't think the value you're going to get for him off an injury riddled season and um last season, and then him being your captain is going to be valuable. I don't think he should be your 10 anyways. I think you should reshape the squad where Odegaard. I don't think Odegaard should be our 10. Odegaard should be moved to where he plays as a second CM, and then we should have 10. That's
okay.
yeah. I think Odegaard would be an amazing 8, and I think he is an 8, but I think he would be an amazing 8. Playing him and like make Odegaard and Zubimendi maybe compete for one position or something like that. So then that way you have that profile deeper in the pitch. Then there's an
Rice
even
and him though, wouldn't it? It'd be Rice and
no, because then I think if you sell Norgard, then you have Rice, Zubimendi as your 6s, and then you can have Odegaard and Miles as your 8s, and then maybe Marino's like a third.
Can you see him? Can you see the manager drastically change?
But that's what I'm saying. So the reason why I don't think that happens, that's why sales have to happen. So I'm saying, okay, cool. If sales have to happen, you have to try and make the most money, because there's no point just saying, okay, Marino, you're not going to play, but Marino's been injured this season. Okay, we're selling you the much you're going to get for him, 20 million because he's been injured. Cool. Jesus, you're not going to get anything for Jesus. 15. Trossard, 20 million. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be selling all these like fringe guys that are not going to really get you any money. You're not going to sell Madueke. You're probably not going to sell Gokeres. You just signed them last season. You're not selling Eze. You're not selling Zubimendi, innit? Like, so you're not selling Max Darman. You're not selling Saka. Okay, even if you let go of Trossard and Martinelli, I don't think you can sign 2 left wingers, which is why I said
we're selling one key player. We're going to sell one key.
Yeah, I think Ben White goes. I think this is where now that I'm seeing the Miles and Ethan stuff, it pisses me off. But that's probably the reason why they'll probably do it. If there's, but at the same time, teams got to offer the money. I don't think Arsenal are going to put like, oh yeah, we're going to let these guys go for anything, especially with Prem champs. I don't think they want to let them go. I think that's the main thing. So it goes to your point about like maybe their agents and obviously them themselves. I think Ethan is gonna, if he feels that I was promised to play the 10 and now I've been on loan. Now Eze's been playing mad. Now you're seeing the emergence of Max, and Max has been used both in 10 and right wing. It's not like he's just played right wing like Ethan last season and he didn't touch 10. Remember, Ethan didn't touch 10 last season once. He was right wing only. It's only this season.
I was batting it up on the right wing.
No, yeah, of course. But I think now, but Max is batted up in the right wing, batted up in the 10. Like he played 10 for the majority of that game against Southampton, and
so it's looking.
I think
like
now
he's going in.
Yeah, I think so. Then that's where I think the Miles one for me is the why I'll be upset.
I
think
see Ethan going Chelsea or something like that. No,
I can see Ethan going anywhere still. He's that kind of player, isn't it? Like I just thought. I think if Arsenal are gonna end up selling to one of those type of teams, which I don't want to, but it can happen because those are the type of teams that will have the money. Then you put a tax amount up on my bread, 75 million. Boom. Take it or leave it. This guy's signed a 5-year deal. We don't have to sell him. He's a young player. He's only 18. If I'm what, we can just he can still be our second choice. We would love to keep him. It's not. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal on the driving seat now for the first time in our lives. But we're not just selling. We're not selling.
Talking like this though.
We're not selling. We're not. But this is what I'm saying because we're not used to it. Because normally we either sell players when they're in their final year and they're a good player, but it's like, oh, now you either have to sell or you're gonna let them go for free, or you're selling guys that are crap. They're like, you need to get out of it. But so you're not going to get any money. Now we're actually at a stage where everyone that we sell is probably somebody that we like, or probably somebody that we rate, or somebody that we could argue that we don't want to leave, in it. Like, well, not everyone, but I'm saying majority of players. So it gets to this difficult stage, isn't it? Like, even if you sell an Odegaard, like it's not like, oh my god, yes, see you later. I don't think it's that simple. I like Odegaard personally, you know. I think he's a great player. I don't think it's just get rid of all these guys. Ben White, I begrudgingly let him go, but you would have to get me Livramento if we're selling Ben White. It will be like that because if we're Prem champs, maybe Champions League champs or Champions League finalists, you need to maintain that level. You can't just all of a sudden let
these
certain players
have been some of these players have been here for a long time.
For years, bro.
If they get their little Premier League,
they'll be ready. I think it's the end of a cycle. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I think I wish if no injuries happened this season, I think the season would have played out a bit easier because I think maybe you can then send an Odegaard if Eze shines him up, or if you don't want to move him, or or who knows, isn't it? Like if Lewis Skelly could have played left back, but I think if I'm Lewis Skelly, I would want to play centre mid. Like I don't want to be a 8 mid in the nows where I'm a centre mid being used fullback and then eventually I get broken. Like I want to play my position, innit? And I think his profile we don't have in centre mid. We don't have a ball carrier, a blind breaker.
I think MLS goes, you know. I really
But I think
think,
no, I don't. I won't be surprised if both of them go in it. But I don't
yeah,
want them to go like at all. If it's down to me, but I think we're at that stage now where, as I said, the emergence of Max softens the Ethan blow more than the Miles blow. I don't think we have a Miles type profile in the team, anyways. I don't think we have a ball carrier or a line breaker or a physical player that can actually drive through the lines and receive the ball in tight areas and against and turn and do that stuff. I don't think we have that in our team. If you sign that, cool.
but
But we don't have it. But Ethan, we have Ethans in our team in it. Maybe not the ball striking that he has in terms of the finishing. I don't think
yeah,
even Max has Ethan's ball striking, but Max is a better player than Ethan. And so sadly, Madueke, Saka, Ethan, sorry, Madueke, Saka, Darman, Eze,
it's mad. It's mad. It's
it's
mad. It's
tough,
going to be
isn't
a
it?
mad stuff now.
It's
But
tough.
anyway,
But I
let's
think, yeah, anyways, but yeah, we move on.
last topic. Last topic. And you're going to love this topic. I don't want to spend too long on this, but your
Is it the
boy,
Alvarez thing?
no, your boy here. Process to renew Mikel Arteta's contract at Arsenal underway and to recommence in the summer. Early optimism over positive outcome plus mile. Okay, we talked about doubt.
Yeah. I think that's just the see. You see how
When we,
like so you see how the gap. Wait, go back to the go scroll up. So you see how he's written the Miles thing like plus Miles and Ethan futures in doubt. He didn't
yeah,
say anything. Like, you read the other one and it's like glaring headline that makes it seem worse than it is. Then the guy himself is saying it futures in doubt. It doesn't make it seem like it's like it's done and stuff. But yeah, Mikel, I don't think they sell him. I sack him. I don't think maybe us as fans if he don't win anything we want him gone. I don't think the Kroenkes will sack Mikel in it personally, even if we lose the league in it.
no,
But I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna go. But I've been
I
quite
think
clear.
I think if he goes, it should be in it. Like I think if he leaves, if he doesn't leave, I think he should leave himself. I should say that if maybe that should be a thing of I've taken the team as far as I can, and but I think more than likely we're gonna win the league, and I'm not putting no negativity in the air. So if what should happen, of course he should be getting a new deal because he should be bringing us home, and obviously with the Champions League is always Champions League is like a what do you call it?
Stepping stone.
It's no what do I call it this season? It's like a wild card this season because I kind of expect the league to be won, especially if we win against Bournemouth, isn't it? But if it's say for instance, yeah, like we get to the final, we beat Atletico, we get Atletico. I can't lie, I'm confident we can beat Atletico, and within the final, of course, it's a PSG or Bayern that becomes difficult. But do you know what I mean? Then it becomes. I mean, anyways, we're getting there. Obviously, this is the rumor that I love. But obviously, I know who you would want to let go if we have to get this guy for sure. I know you would want Kai Havertz to be sold.
Also holding an interest in Alvarez, but it's understood that either Victor Roquez or Kai Havertz will need to leave for the Gunners to step up the interest. Well, I know who I'm letting go.
I personally, I would say Big Vic G. VG, thank you for your one league title for me, brother. Go to AC Milan or Juventus and become one of the mad guys there. Score your 50 goals again, and let me get Julian Alvarez.
This is where we have to agree to disagree or disagree to agree. So yeah.
It's not anything. I just mine is just more. I think
because Kai's pushing for a 300k contract next season, yeah.
Oh yeah, that is the next. Those conversations there. That's what I'm saying. The only thing I say is Kai is a player that does deliver in big games. I'm not gonna act like he's not a big.
Says, "Kate, you're crazy."
No.
Go, bro.
Me personally, Havertz is better. Havertz is better than Gyökeres. Havertz is better than Gyökeres, but Gyökeres is a better striker and finisher. But I'm not gonna get into that. He's a more valuable player as well. But I think Havertz is a big game player. He's been proving that in his whole career, and for Arsenal. He 100% scores in big games. When we play against big teams, he scores a lot of big games. Obviously, I want Gyökeres to get there. Obviously, he still has. I would love for Gyökeres to score brace next week at Etihad. That there will for me will change. I'll change my whole tone about it because that's the game. But I think I would like Alvarez and Havertz 2-man step just because of the styles of players in it. Obviously, I know the same thing you can argue to Alvarez and Gyökeres, but I think that's just what I'm looking at. Not because I'm saying things can't work, but I think. Yeah, man. It's gonna be an interesting summer. I think that's the main thing for me. I think this is where Andrea Better stepped in last summer, made his name well by getting squad depth, signing players. It was an 8 players spent like 300 million or something like that. Arsenal spent, but now the fact that we need to sell and also buy, this is where he makes his money, bro. Like I don't want to. Because now we're entering the summer with probably our best conditions in terms of selling our players and also most attractive. being the most attractive outlet we've ever been. I
Let's
think
win
in our
this
era.
league first, yeah. Let's win this league
Yeah.
first, bro. Let's win this league first.
So yeah, man. Interesting.
Capo said Arsenal will not be sacked when we win the. Sorry, Arteta will not be sacked when we win the league. Arsenal,
Yeah, we won't. Especially everyone that's saying, and I can't lie to you. I understand. I know the only
opinion. It's opinion. It's not based on. It's not based on. We know he's not going to be sacked.
No, but the only reason Arsenal fans want him sacked is because of the style of football. But I genuinely think the style of football changes when we win. And if it doesn't, then I'm pretty sure I'll probably be in the boat of I don't want to watch this again because it's painful to watch, it. But I think, like the first manager getting the first title, I don't think you can. As I said, we're not in a position we're normally in to just be asking, go. Like I think that's kind of mad, isn't it? But yeah, that's just me.
We'll see,
but hopefully we round up against Bournemouth on Saturday. We get the 3 points and then.
But yeah, there is. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much because it's just going to get me vexed. But big game on Saturday.
Make sure you guys tune into the watch along, man.
Yeah, man. 12:30, so it's an early one, people. So
12 o'clock starts off, man. As soon as you wake up from the morning, put your phone on.
Oh, Andy Robertson's leaving Liverpool. I don't care.
Yeah, so make sure you guys tune into
our. Linked with us now. There's a next brother as well. Celta Vigo fullback Oscar Menendez, who's out of How come Sam Mockbill's all of a sudden talking about us all the time?
Because he covers Arsenal mostly, innit?
So that's what he's said. Arsenal being so we're doing the made aware thing and.
Yeah, he probably. I think he's been doing a lot of whatever teams he covers. I think he covers like Newcastle and a couple of teams. He's done like his rounds today. Probably got some news in it. So I think he's just posting whatever news he has. Yeah. Like early.
Trying to keep the account ticking and all that.
Yeah, you have to remember that obviously it's gonna be a tough summer for journalists with the World Cup. So it's gonna be like a blank month or so.
That's the thing as well.
Where there's no transfers in it, so they're gonna have to try and get the little early ones in now, so that when things get moving, they're like, "Oh yeah, I did tell you this about."
Cup stars as well, isn't it? There's gonna be players from the
World Cup, and before the World Cup, no one's gonna be moving because they're gonna be in their pre-camps, and they're not gonna want any of that kind of stuff happening in it. So, we'll see. But people, make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Obviously, shout out to everyone that's been in the chat today. It's been a nice chat.
Big up to everyone, man. Listen, people, we are gonna leave it there, Cape and Don. Make sure you we're back on Saturday, with the watch along, make sure you're there. 3 points, or it's a head loss for me on Saturday. I'll be disappointed if we don't get the 3 points. But Bournemouth are coming to town. The Cherries are coming to town. So let's see how that goes. Sorry, Capo's last one. If it's the style of play, we've actually seen Teta play multiple style. Unfortunately, this style seems like
this Capo. Me and you we speak the same language, innit? Like, bro, like just the end. Like, I know that this is just to get over the line. This is the get. Yeah, fam, shout at me still. This is just to get. For me, this is get over the line style. And I think once you're over the line, I think 22, 23, 23, 24 type of.
It's not just the styles, bro. Yeah, you guys. It's almost like you guys don't think about the things that's happened over a season, the amount of players that's been overused, the Saka that's been broken. All of these
but Saka has probably played the same amount of minutes as Madueke this season, though. I think you've seen Saka get taken off in a lot of games.
And when he got overused last season.
Yeah, but you're talking about last season, though. That's why they bought Madueke this season, so that he doesn't get.
He's supposed to be like our star player. And
but I'm saying, but that's why they bought.
Being the same player.
Yeah, because he was overused. Because it's difficult to buy. And you're not going to get into any in the pod anyway.
I'm not getting into it now, but I'm just saying.
Either way, I think I know that we have one of the best managers in the world, innit? So, once he wins that, it confirms it.
Well, if he's one of the best managers in the world, he better win the Premier League, then, innit? Because I'm not hearing he's the best manager in the world if we don't win this Premier League and we don't win it from this position. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing it.
That's valid still. But I think we will win it. So.
I'm going to leave it there, man. Big up to you, each and every one. I'm not shouting at everyone, man. I'm just going to be gone, man. Listen, people, we'll see you on Saturday.
Enjoy your evening, man.
As always, peace.